Alexis Joy from Alexis Joy VIP Access. It is such a great pleasure to be chatting with you today. We have a lot to talk about, so I'm so thrilled.
Awesome. Great to meet you as well. I'm looking forward to it.
And the biggest congratulations to you on all of the phenomenal success with your career. Again, I'm so excited to be chatting with you because we're talking Night Night, your feature film debut. So, can you tell us what it was like for you working on this amazing movie?
Yeah. So honestly, it couldn't have been a better experience. I was quite honestly pretty nervous. I like to say that I wasn't because I'm a tough guy, but I was honestly pretty nervous. Going into it, I just felt a lot of pressure. But as soon as I got to set, like actually even before I got to set and I started meeting some of the other crew and cast, I was just like, wow, everyone's so welcoming and inviting. And I thought it was going to be more like high school where like you don't want to sit at the cool kids table, but the cool kids were like, yo, what's up? What's going on? So it was honestly an overwhelmingly positive experience, just because of how everyone treated me and just on set it was smooth and easy, and I felt that I was welcomed and accepted. So it couldn't have been better.
That sounds so beautiful. I mean, judging from the movie trailer, I was really spooked watching it. So it's so nice to hear that there was such a great camaraderie both on and off set of the movie. Now, we are dying to learn more about your character. So can you tell us a little bit more about him?
Yes, I don't want to give too much away, but it was fun to play a character that I feel like is someone that I know, right? It was a character that it's not me, but it's someone who's a party goer and someone I could say who's like a life of the party. And I think that for me tapping into that role and putting myself in an environment that I go to parties obviously, but playing a different character than who I would say I usually am was exciting. It was a little bit nerve wracking just to I just was in my head wanting to make sure that I gave the right energy off and I was that person. But I feel like I did a pretty good job channeling it in, and I'm hopeful that other people like the performance. But yeah, Shots, my character is fun, charismatic, and outgoing guy, and I think you'll see it shine right through in the short but great period of time that I have in the film.
Amazing. And with any project that you work on, whether it's your own entrepreneurial endeavors or acting or modeling, you always do such a spectacular job. So we're so thrilled to see you with your acting debut and can't wait to get to learn more about this amazing character. Now, is there a moment that sticks out to you the most from working on set of this film?
Um, Good question. A moment on set. I mean, honestly, like the day that I shot, it was a 1 day shoot for myself, and I think that just overall, like there wasn't really one specific moment, but like in the actual, well, I guess in the moment of shooting and rolling, I just I felt like a star. It was fun. Obviously, I'm not a star in comparison to everyone else in the cast, but having a moment to have the camera on me, and not only in one angle but multiple angles, and shooting it a bunch of times, like it felt real and felt cool, and I just haven't had that experience before. So that on its own was probably the most exciting part for me.
That is terrific. And you are a star in everything that you do. So this is just the beginning to more acting projects. We're so excited for it. Now, as you mentioned, it truly was such a great and unforgettable experience for you. So I want to ask, with this being your first movie, is there something that you maybe have learned something about yourself as an actor through this experience?
Great question. Probably the biggest lesson I learned was to let go. I feel like, even when I've done acting classes previously, you try to be something, right? And it's kind of this like first reaction of putting on another character or being something else. But I think the biggest lesson and what I got from the other crew was, and the other cast, I should say, was just to let go and not like think in my head about being something, more so just let it kind of come naturally. So that was probably the biggest lesson, especially like once you're behind a camera that's recording versus just like being in an acting class. That just got to let go and roll with the punches. And if they comment and they say, "Hey, can you do this different or whatever?" Like try it out and just do it again. But just not to feel the pressure. Just roll with it.
I love that. And that's amazing advice and a great lesson to take both in acting, but in life as a whole. So that's
Yeah,
really
yeah, for
awesome.
sure.
Yeah. Now, I love that you're always keeping busy. So I know you've been working also on some music, as we can see from your great Instagram posts. So I want to ask you if you could have a song score your scene in Night Night, how do you think it would sound and what would you title the song?
Ooh, I was not expecting that question. That's a good one. Great question. I would want to say that it would be a combination of two artists that I really look up to. Kavinsky is one of them, and the other one is Daft Punk. And I think that the combination of the two would be really unique, specifically because it's a high intensity kind of moment where again, I don't want to give too much away, but it's a high intensity moment, and I think that in the short period that it is, and in a bar, and with what's going on in the context of the scene, I think that having like a darker element with like a house type of framework would be really cool. And I don't know what I would call a song off the top of my head, but actually, no, I do. I think I would call it Shots. And the reason I call it Shots is because of the name of my character and the environment that I was in. I was like literally at a bar counter. And my cast member was like essentially drinking when I walked up to him. So kind of thinking about like the energy of what was going on. That's the vibe I would create. And that's the name I would title the song.
Awesome. I love that. And I was thinking about it too. Your character's name is super cool. It's like really intriguing right off the bat. So that's amazing. And we hope to see that in more projects, you'll be able to combine acting and music and all of your projects. So, what would be some advice that you can share to viewers who may be kind of faint hearted when it comes to watching thriller movies?
I would say kind of like my advice to myself was just like let go, like just watch it. I think there's twists to it, and I think the overall theme with it being kind of a thriller. It's not a horror movie, right? Like it's not going to scare you, but I think it puts you enough on an edge and then hooks you to where once you get to the climax and end of the movie, you feel like you learned something almost, or you feel like you kind of crossed a bridge, versus a lot of the movies like you watch to just laugh, or you watch to because you like superheroes or whatever. But I think this movie like really hooks you and makes you interested and want to learn more, and like almost like a mystery movie where you're constantly kind of trying to think like, oh, that's gonna happen, that's gonna happen, but then it doesn't, and you're like, oh, dang it, I thought that was gonna be right. So I think with that said, like just let loose, just watch it and kick back, eat some popcorn.
Yeah, perfect. Of course, movie night snacks are a must have, but you just got me even more excited to see this movie. So we can't wait for its release coming very, very soon. Now, Niels, we're going to do a very quick speed round. Are you ready for it?
Okay, sure,
Okay.
let's go.
So the first one is you have your own amazing screen protector company called Glassy. What's your fave uplifting quote that really helps you get through the day?
Today, from what we currently have available, it's today is a good day. It's just such a good affirmation to look at. And, when I see it throughout my day in the palm of my hand, especially when you have stress and crazy things going on, it's like, relax. Today is a good day.
Love it.
You're blessed to be here. So that's my favorite one.
Great. That is an amazing mantra to have every single day. Now, we also live vicariously through you and all of your amazing travels. So, what is your next dream place to visit?
Dream place to visit. I'm actually going to St. Bart's tomorrow to shoot a campaign for the next like 7 days with a brand that I've worked with a few times, but this is a much larger global scale campaign. So really excited about that because I've never been to St. Bart's and it looks so beautiful. But aside from that, just because it's coming up, I think a dream place that I've always wanted to go to is Brazil. I've just always been so attracted to like the culture and the energy there, and I love South America overall. So I just think it would be probably one of the top things on or top places on my list to go and check out.
I am with you there. That sounds so amazing, but we love getting to virtually travel through all of your Instagram posts and social media. Now, also, as going along with what you mentioned, you have a very successful and incredible modeling career. So I know it's hard to choose, but is there a campaign that maybe sticks out to you the most?
Yeah, actually, there was a campaign I did quite a few years ago when I was younger, but I like talking about it because it was kind of a curveball. So I was the first male ambassador for Maybelline, which is a
Amazing.
Previously what you could have said a female cosmetics brand, but now it's a cosmetics brand for all, or I guess it always was, but now they have many different kinds of ambassadors of all different backgrounds. But before that, I was the first guy they worked with, and I personally don't wear makeup other than when I'm on set. So it was a unique opportunity because I got to position myself with so many amazing models like Adriana Lima and Gigi Hadid and Jordan Dunn and all the other amazing girls. And I got to basically like be one of them. So it was super cool. I was like at fashion shows, I was DJing events, I was with them on set. I was doing appearances. So many cool things. And I also got to create like a video campaign around it where I was making YouTube videos for pretty much every location we went to. So it was quite a lot of videos. But it was cool because I had so much control. It was actually a job that I came up with the idea for and I pitched it to the brand. So having kind of gone through like ideation to fruition by myself essentially was really cool and rewarding. And it also like definitely changed the path of my career. So I like talking about that one because it was just unique and different and quite a curveball.
Amazing. That sounds like really such a unforgettable experience, but also really proves how much of a trailblazing model that you are. So we love that. Now, last one for the speed round, going along with the theme of night night. Obviously, it's again a thriller. It keeps us at the edge of our seat. So if you could live out a thriller movie, who would be one person you would take along with you to help you survive it all?
That's a good question. Um, Honestly, I feel like my answer is gonna be kind of random, but I would take Russell Brand because
Wow,
his energy is just so hilarious. I've never
yeah.
met him, but every film he does, I love watching him. If I'm allowed to have a second option, I would say my second would be Ryan Reynolds because that guy just makes me crack up. Everything that he does, I'm just like in hysterical laughing. So one of the two of them,
Amazing. Yeah, you need some humor when you're in like a high energy kind of stressful situation like that. So that's
right? Yeah.
awesome. Well, amazing job on the speed round. I'm going to give you a virtual high five. But lastly, to close out the interview, can you share with fans what you're looking forward to the most for them to see in Night Night?
Great question. I think what I'm looking forward to the most for fans to see is just as I kind of mentioned to you earlier, that you assume one thing is going to be the outcome, but then it's not. So I think the element of surprise kind of as a common theme throughout the movie, and the mystery behind it is probably the part that drew me to it, and the storyline overall. So I would say the element of surprise and the underlying theme for sure.
Beautiful. Well, we are so thrilled. We can't even put into words how excited we are to see you in this amazing film. The biggest congratulations to you, Niels. It was such a pleasure
Thank you.
chatting with you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be fun.